Yep, that's me. You know, dying in Tarkov. I'm kind of good at that. Every time this game wipes and we start over, I am reminded how brutal the early game is these days. Everyone's gotten better at the game, there are a lot of ways to optimize the early game for maximum amount of progression, and the early days of the wipe are still certainly fun. It's more chaos than anything. Plus, the anticipation of all the new gear and guns help create the drive that we want to level up and use them ourselves. Not to mention, BSG usually hides more stuff in the patch notes that they don't tell us, so it's a pleasant surprise when we discover things that were added but not mentioned. I am also reminded how bad I actually am at this game. Don't get me wrong, I have my moments like everyone else where I pop off and either make the correct decision or hit my shot, but most of the time it's me being greedy, ambitious, stubborn, or impatient. Ironic considering I'm a fairly patient person in real life. Or the case of the classic shitty spawn that has me at post-raid screen at 8 seconds into a wipe. That's happened on more than one occasion, sadly. But regardless, this game always kicks my ass every wipe, and to be honest, I wouldn't want it any other way. I've talked previously about the game changing over the course of its life and getting easier in some regards, but one avenue of the game that has stayed tried and true is being able to smack me around in the early game and have me overcome the huge early game hurdles, like some quests and their ability to not be completed upon multiple tries in a row. They usually end in death, and more death, until the universe and Lord Nikita himself blesses you with a perfect attempt, only to get hung up on the next task. I'm sure everyone has that one task that truly just stumps them for a while, and it really halts their progression for being made. It doesn't even have to be the task related to RNG like the flash drives or the gas analyzers. Delivery from the past. I can't remember the last time I was able to not only get the document in one go, but then take it to factory and not die there. I always die on either one of the half of the tasks, at least once. I always dread it. I wonder what other people's dreaded tasks are in this game. Maybe Shooter Born in Heaven, maybe the boss quest line, maybe Grenadier. I like to hear what other people have for quests that when they get them in their menu, they see it and they go, oh fuck, here we go. I try not to get discouraged when these kinds of situations happen. It's kind of the expectation of this game that anything can and will happen, good or bad. And it's up to you to figure out on the fly and either succeed and be victorious or die trying and run it back. The idea is definitely carried through the whole game's life cycle, but obviously the most prevalent in the early game. And I think that's why people enjoy early Tarkov so much. It's more than just, the shitty fights with bad guns. It's, and again, we've spoken about this before, how much more death matters in the game. Dying sets you back, you lose money, you lose XP, you slow down. You need every ounce of loot, gear, money, and experience in order to keep moving forward. And I don't even know why, but I am so stingy with money in this game, it's ridiculous. Like, I've always had this weird rule in my head that each time I hit a new million ruble count, I'm not allowed to dip below that. It's arbitrary, it's dumb, it's literally the antithesis of some things that are wrong with the economy in the game, but it's such a bad habit to break at this point, it's literally years in the making. And it can come in handy sometimes, but when I actually want to splurge on something like a new gun with cool attachments, I sadly forego it for something a little more budget, even though I definitely don't need to. I'm going to make an effort to be less frugal with money this wipe, and I'm going to keep you posted on how that goes. Don't feel bad about dying in this game. Don't feel bad if it happens multiple times in a row. Don't feel bad if you have a whole day of dying. We all go through something like this at one point or another. It's about being able to get back up on the horse and run it back. You'll get the task done, you'll get those hideout items, you'll hit level 15 and make your life extremely easy for yourself by buying your way through the game. Tarkov giveth, and Tarkov taketh. When it takes, it takes a lot sometimes. Understandably so, but we shall proceed and grind this game and see it through the end. We will have a discussion about the patch and my overall consensus with everything that's changed at a later date. I want a little bit more time with the patch and being able to experience some of the new guns and doodads and see how they feel. So we'll have a more conversation about this at a later time. For now though, don't let the early game get you upset. We're all going at our own pace and we have our own goals set in mind that we want to achieve. Every survive is a victory. Enjoy it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope to see you in future ones.